Hi, Zigzag. It's good to see you. Your aunt's getting out of the hospital tonight. Ooh, I'm so glad that your aunt is getting out of the hospital. You had me a little worried, actually. But how are you? It has been ages, far too long. I haven't streamed in too long. How is looking after your cousins and stuff? Have you been doing that a lot recently, or not so much? Oh, also, for those that are wondering about what's going on with the stream title, this particular game was something that I brought up in one of my Dream Daddy dating streams ages ago because a certain compadre of mine, known as Deathless, was complaining that we couldn't actually date the Burger King in said game. If you want to get the context for that, you'll have to go and watch the VODs. It was a hilarious ride. So, Deathless, we're doing a food-based dating sim for you. Hello, Deathless. I can see that you're here. How are you? Listen, the burger was hot AF and I wanted to eat it. I know, but language. No need to be so inappropriate on stream. A burger being so attractive that you just have to eat it. It did have the sesame bun though, to be fair. In any case, I'm going to turn off the music and start actually loading up the game, which I haven't played yet at all for context. So this will be my first time playing the game and seeing it played. I have no idea what I'm about to walk into outside of that this is a dating sim, which was actually, funnily enough, commissioned by KFC, as in, yes, Kentucky Fried Chicken, to help with an advertisement campaign. I can't remember what, but like I found out about this on the same Google search that I looked up and found that Wendy's has a tabletop RPG. It was a wild night. So, because of that, while I wait for that to sync up, because I believe that's going to start opening now. Whoop. Let's see if that's going to pop up. Here we go. It's working. So, okay, we've got a cutscene. Well, that was an opening. What is this, like a 3-season anime? Oh, that's great. Zigzag Can't Spell says, how are you, Andy? I am okay. For those who aren't aware, I only just recently got out of quarantine for COVID. I had a couple of scares in January and had been locked up quite a few different times, and then finally managed to, unfortunately for me, catch it a couple of weeks ago. Well, a week ago. I had a not so great case of it. I've still got the odd cough and stuff, which you'll hear. But I'm at least well enough to be able to do some streaming and some not so strenuous work. So that's a plus. I can do my job. I can say hi to all of you again because I can speak without coughing, which is excellent. Deathless says, so many foods to drool over. Yes, there is so much food in this particular game. It is literally an entire game about food. So, with that being said, I reckon we should probably start a new game. Before we get started, tell us your name. My name is Andy in treble. I expect to be getting into more treble with you, so. Zigzag, that's okay. You don't have to be particularly talkative. I'm here to entertain you, and then we can watch beautiful things like this amazing food. Deathless says, I'm very worried for you, but I'm glad that you're managing with it. Yeah, so I've officially tested negative now, so I've officially not got COVID. It's just like the long longer symptoms that are kind of overlapping a bit because I couldn't take my usual asthma medication or anything. But don't worry, I've got that very close by on hand for this stream. So occasionally you might hear a Darth Vader sound, and that's just me attempting to breathe with like a pipe in my mouth. Not like a pipe for like smoking. It's literally just Ventolin. But there we go. So yeah, I appreciate the concern, and I'm okay. I'm just getting back into the swing of things slowly. Let us have a look at what this is. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Oh, you could wake up now. It's the first day of culinary school and it's no time to sleep in. Ooh, we can smack the clock up and at him, or throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever. I'm gonna smack the clock. I don't like that noise. You're lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Such an official sounding name, very real. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by and your imagination is getting away from you. Let's see, Zigzag says, this game has stunning visuals. It really does. Like, the game developers that did this commission were insanely talented. Like, the detail of the lighting effects, like, light is no joke. There's some serious maths that goes into, like, the visuals of video game lighting effects. That's incredibly hard to pull off. Even with, like, the stylized light, you still have to get it at a certain angle and stuff to not break immersion. It's remarkably easy to break immersion just with lighting. Hi Lisa, it's good to see you. I'm finally back in streaming. It has been a while. Let me see, because this is me, I'm going to allow myself to daydream a bit thinking about the future. Let's be real, I do that a lot. It's here, finally, the first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with the possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. Delicious. Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Yeah, I'm glad that you're glad that I'm back, Lisa. It's good to be back with everybody and just to be able to play some nice games and chill with all of you. Yeah, because you're in such a hurry, in fact, that you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Lisa says, I'll be in and out today, though. Oh, don't stress. Be in and out or chill in the background as much as you need to, because I understand that whenever I stream is not necessarily the best time for everybody else, and you've got to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves at the end of the day as top priority. Standing in the quad. Yes, in the quad, not the squad. You don't stand in squads. Well, you can stand in squads. That's not what I meant, though. Standing in the quad, which I assume is like the courtyard area between schools at a university. Like, we don't call that here. We just call them courtyards, so there's that too. Or just like the common areas. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Hi, Miriam. Hello, sweetie. Deathless says, I have no idea who calls them quads, lol. I don't either. Like, the only quads I think about is, like, quadrupedal biceps, and, like, that's not probably the thing you're supposed to be thinking about when someone says quads. Good morning, Andy in Trouble. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? It's definitely not anyone from Kentucky, says Deathless. Yeah, I don't know any. I don't know. Nobody in Australia calls them that, at least as far as I've heard. There might be like one person who does, or like a particular region that does. I haven't traveled all over Australia because it is a very big country with a lot of different time zones that make absolutely no sense. But that being said, I've never heard anybody say it. Like, it's always just been courtyards, or like, you know, that bit of green that's over there, you know, the green that's outside of building 8. Oh yeah, that bit of green, right? Yeah, the one near the cafe. Yeah, that's the one. Like, the most nondescript descriptions ever. That's usually what the outside areas get called. Actually, because I sure am excited but a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by MasterChef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving and caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. Sweet girl Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Wow. Do people actually practice kissing on mannequins? I always got told that you had to practice on like an orange. I never did it because I thought it was really weird that you would be wasting an orange by sticking your tongue into an orange. But apparently that was how you were supposed to practice kissing. Well, that's what went around schoolyards and stuff when I was growing up. Should we pep talk our best friend or change the subject to give her some relief? Because we've got like the school gossip that we can chat about. Or we can pep talk with our best friend. Like, We could be nice. We're gonna do peppy? Okay, we'll go with peppy. Pep talking. Remember last month that we saw that fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? Okay, this is definitely something I would say. That lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know, she looked spooky, but she was so sweet and she told you were destined for great things. And remember that card with the fancy looking tower and the other card featuring a handsome fellow in a red suit? Oh. That's not the... You know, that's not as comforting as you're making it out to be there, Andy. Miriam, I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time we'll be graduating and you'll be delighting in the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk to Miriam, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. Deathless said, so would biting an orange be too advancing then? The real question is, do I gotta take the orange on a date first, says Deathless. Look, I would take the orange on a date first. It's completely rude not to, like, at least talk to the orange. You know, you gotta talk to the orange, get to know them a bit, then you take them out on a few dates, and then, like maybe if you're on the date with the orange, maybe you could kiss the orange then. But you never really know when the right time will be until you're both in the moment and you're both fully consenting adults, even if one is orange, and then you may kiss the orange. I don't know if that's too many steps, but like if I was going to have to like go through and like kiss an orange, I would at least want to do it properly. Zigzag says, Deathless, you gotta introduce yourself and take the orange on a date. Yeah, see, look, Deathless Deathless, Zigzag gets it. Zigzag gets it. You need to like win this orange's heart over before you will ever be able to taste its juicy juice on your lips. Yep, no, we're committing to the bit now. Committing to the bit, yes. You need need to do it. Deathless says, I've now pronounced you person and orange. You may now kiss the orange. Thank you, I would, but I am unfortunately taken, so I cannot be kissing any oranges. Because I believe that kissing an orange in that kind of a way, you know, that would definitely be cheating. And I can't be cheating on my partner with an orange. I don't even know how I would explain that. Like, oh, I just couldn't help it, dear. It's zestiness. Oh, it just got to me. It was a must. Like, I must have. It just, my lips fell on this orange. And it was just, it just happened. Please forgive me. Like, how is that being taken? Miriam says, you know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Yes, you do, and you rock them. Can you believe I cut them myself? I can believe that you cut them yourself. They're a tiny bit choppy, love, but that's okay. We can all get more practice with scissors. You definitely can believe it. See, look, it knows me. This game knows me. Deathless says that was great. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Vol says, Ambi, hi. Hello. How are you, Vol? We are playing, I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Vol says, I'm hungry. Well, it's a good thing that you're hungry because we're playing this game. There's going to be a lot of food in it, so I apologize in advance if it's going to make you more hungry. But what do you want to eat? Deathless says to Vol, you want an orange? Zigzag says, it's zestiness. Yes, it is. It has this zestiness. It understands the meaning of life. You guys, you don't understand. This orange knows the meaning of life. And I simply must know it too. They say to know a person is truly to know its own separate universe. And I would love to experience the internal universe of an orange. I'm just saying, it sounds like a good time. Andy in Treble says, I cannot believe it. Deathless says to Vol, well, you gotta take it slow first. You can't just bite the orange at first sight, you know? Vol says, devours orange skin and all. Oh gosh, no. Vol says, Ambi, I may become a full-time worker at Repco. Is that like the cars place? Like that Repco? Or is this like the farmyard machinery and labory place? Because like that's what I imagine for both of them. Cars and tools. Yep. Ow. Don't kick your desk. Don't do that. But yes. Okay, cars and tools place. Well, if it's going to be good hours and stuff and they're paying you a decent amount of money and you enjoy it, I don't see why not. But going back to the main subject, Vol, why are you just devouring an orange, skin and all? There's like two things that I have a problem with here. One is you're not being particularly polite to the orange. That is not the way to treat an orange. Two, you're eating the skin? Why? And then three, we just discussed that oranges have internal worlds too. Why are you committing orange murder? Vol just says because I'm hungry. No, you need to treat them nicely. All oranges deserve respect. Zigzag says to Vol, come on, you gotta be nice to the oranges. I agree. You gotta be nice to the oranges. Vol says to Zigzag, I do not know who Vol is. I am Vol. The difference is the capitalization. The capitalization or lack thereof is incredibly important. Zigzag just says, Vol, come on. Like, gotta be nice to them oranges. They're very sweet beings. You know, sometimes they can be a bit bitter and a bit salty. Like, it's not It's not bad. Like, you're just afraid of the oranges because they're different to you, so you just want to commit the eating sins. Vol said, nope, fuck them oranges. How dare you? How dare you do that to an orange? How dare you say that? That's orangist. That's orangist. I'm incredibly offended. You know what? I will take my oranges somewhere else. You do not deserve them right now. Deathless says to Vol, you are now found guilty of orange murder and are now sentenced to 2 months in the tangerine fields to learn about how to care for all fruits. I agree. That sounds like an excellent passing. Vol says, I'm the clown god. I will now. Zigzag yells, that orange had a family. Vol says, devours all tangerines, skin and all. Murderer. We need to take this one and just you need a time out. I think we need to get you other food. Cause like that's not polite. It's not a good thing to be doing it all to all the oranges and to tangerines. It's not nice. Just stop. Vol says to Zigzag, it did not have a family. I ate them first. Well, look, at least I guess you ate their parents and stuff, so they didn't have to live through becoming an orphan. Like, I guess that's one way you can look at it, but still, that's not a good thing to do either. Don't just eat people's parents and their family members. It's silly. Zigzag says, look, Vol, you're taking it too far. At least take the skin off. And Vol just says, no. No. Okay, well, that's... How? Like, what is your interest in specifically the skin? Like, you could peel it and, like, do other things. Why are you just eating the skin of the orange? Like, at the same time as you're eating the rest. Like, what's... Chewy, they say. Look, okay. Well, look, if you're gonna be eating them anyway, and, like, nothing that we say is gonna make a difference, no matter how much of a monstrous act that is. Disapproval at orangist behaviors and tangerinist. Zigzag says, I'm stealing your left kidney as punishment. Oh, I wouldn't steal their left kidney. Basically nothing on Vol works. So I would just go, nah, don't take any of it. It'll infect everything with clown. Vol says, I'm a clown god. I do not have a kidney. Of course. Of course. You don't have a kidney. That wouldn't make any sense at all. Deathless says, what have we done? This has become an orange stream. Look, an orange stream is just... It's an interesting thing. Like, I was walking into this expecting pure chaos from the game. I should have expected chaos from the chat too. I always forget. Vol says, that is true. My organs, in inverted commas, are just oranges I've devoured. Zigzag says, okay, all your left sucks and your jester hats. Vol says, my jester hats are in my head. Of course they are. Like, you do keep on taking them. Like, even if, like, somebody can take them away, they'll just, like, think and then materialize a secondary jester hat from somewhere. It's an interesting ability, almost as interesting as, like, that they can actually honk like a genuine clown nose horn sort of honk. Zigzag says, I'm sorry. First of all says, anyway, that's fine. Take my socks. Zigzag then says, I shall take your head. Deathless says, then you shall lose your head. Vol says, I'm like the Kashi Sensei, but jester hats instead of masks. That's definitely a way to go. Like, it's quite an interesting thing to have. Like, instead of masks coming out of the face and stuff, you just have these hats that materialize out of nowhere. Can you change the design of your hats at all? Or is it just like the one key core like jester hat? Or can you like vary up the patterns and stuff of these jester hats as well? Or is it the only on brand ones? Zigzag says, no, to Deathless. Honestly, I'm kind of interested in whether or not we should let them keep their head, purely for the fact that, like, come on guys, they can make jester hats come out of their head. And they can, like, change up all the designs and stuff of it. They've just confirmed that they can do this. I feel like that this is a very, very interesting, like, subject that we've got here. Vol says, you can have my head, it'll grow back. Deathless says, for your crimes against tangerines, you are sentenced to execution by decapitation. Zigzag says, Deathless, I'm shrinking your left toenail. No, you don't understand. Zigzag, the death threats went to Vol. Oh my goodness, the chat's out of control. Deathless says to Zigzag, I have no toenails. I am a skeleton. No keratin, only bone. Zigzag just goes, oh, phew. Well, okay. At least we've got that. Zigzag says, I thought death was threatening me. No, death wasn't threatening you. Death was threatening the crimes against tangerines. See, this is the thing. Like, when we've got a chat, there's always, like, delay across the internet because y'all are in different countries, right? So that means that there's a little bit of a delay from country to country. And then also that, like, if you're replying to a message in a thread, it'll automatically tag the original person. Zigzag says, I will shrink Vol's left toenails. All of them? That seems like a lot of work. While I'm waiting for the internet to keep going, let's see. Vol says to Zigzag, I'm fat. They're already shrunk. I mean, have they shrunk though? If you're, like, say, a little bit larger than, say, a stereotypical norm, whatever that is, does that mean they've shrunk? Or were they just, like, grown to a different proportion to your body? Because I would think if something has shrunk, it means that it's physically changed sizes to smaller than it once was. I know that I definitely grew. I became like a giant. For context, I'm like 5'11". I'm either 5'10" or 5'11", and I can't remember because every single time that I go to a doctor, they all give me a different number. If they're a man, they will go, you are 5'10", you are 5'11". They will go, you are 6'2". I am not 6'2" because I have friends that are 6 foot and they're taller than me. Zigzag just says, I'll do 2 or 3 and make them even smaller. Don't underestimate my toenail shrinking. Zigzag says, why is everyone so tall? Vol says, I'm the 6 foot friend. Yes, Vol is the 6 foot friend. I'm smaller. I think I'm like 2 inches, I think, technically shorter than Vol. So that would make sense. I think I'd be about 5'10"-ish. Deatha says to Vol, same lol. Look, if people just be tall sometimes. Tall people inhabit the stream. I apparently give off very small people vibes. But for like how I actually am in real life. If so long as you're like speaking to me, apparently I give off like small squishy person vibes, but not like short person, just small squishy. And then if I'm not speaking to somebody and they see me from a distance, they're just like, ah, this person is intimidating. I shall walk the other way. Thank you. Goodbye. Let's see. Vol says, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're 5'10", 5'11". Zigzag says, my friends are tall. One of my friends is 6'8". That is huge. How do they go with doorways? Because like my brother's 6'2". I think he's 6'2". I haven't measured him in a while because of course he lives in a different state to me. But yes, like people get very tall very quickly. I can't imagine what it's like to be small. Although, to be fair, I have been one of the shortest people in my friendship groups for multiple years. And then only recently am I one of the tallest. And it sounds like a really interesting thing to say, like, oh, almighty tallest, please preserve us. But, you know, let's see. Zigzag says, I call him Gazelle Man as he runs like a gazelle due to his tall, lanky body. I mean, absolutely fair nickname. I used to get called Giraffe when I was a kid. I used to get called a giraffe or a llama. The llama was because I had an unusually long neck, and then the giraffe was because I had unusually long legs, apparently. But, like, I never understood why it wasn't swapped the other way around. Oh, no, actually, no, never mind. Llamas do have shorter legs. I understand now. Look, I see the argument. Deathless says to Zigzag, I had a roommate that was 6'7", so I feel ya. My dude had to duck near doorways, lol. Deathless says, I'm always giraffe. Zigzag says, yeah, I feel you. Yeah. It's an interesting experience being around really tall people. Most of the people growing up that I was around were like 6+ feet tall, and I don't know whether it's just like particular regions in Australia that cause this, or because some of them weren't doing as much like physical exercise. Because this is a fun thing. This is a fun fact I learned, that the more physical exercise that you do that's like intense bodybuilding, the more that you're growing muscles, like the amount that you'll grow goes into growing the muscles to keep your body toned instead of giving you height. So for boys especially, a lot of the time they end up doing a lot more like heavy weightlifting and stuff when they're younger, because they need to pick up different bits and pieces, etc. So they end up going to like build more muscle when they're young, especially like between the ages of like, I think it was 8 years old and 14 is like the most important years for like lifting and stuff for a boy. So if they end up getting a lot of lifting and stuff going through, then that means that more of the muscle goes out instead of going up into growing up. Growing up as in tall, not growing up as in at all, because some of them do grow up, some of them don't. But that's entirely a personality-based thing into like what you're willing to do for emotional maturity. That's a whole bunch of other things. But yeah, let's see what chat says again. Deathless says, Giraffe Rig is my spirit Pokemon. Fair enough. Vol says, I'm an exception. Yes, you are an exception. Oh no, I'm not an exception. I'm the proof in the pudding, unfortunately. I used to be quite an active child, and I used to do a lot of heavy lifting, but then I would get my wrist slapped every now and again for doing too much heavy lifting because I'm AFAB. So I may not identify as a lass anymore, but alas, I was at one point rudely stereotyped as such. So that meant that I wasn't really allowed to do very much, and because I was sick a fair bit as well as a kid, that meant I didn't have a lot of time to build up a lot of muscle tone. So I'm just like a lanky noodle. I'm a noodle. Apparently I'm a cute noodle, but a noodle nonetheless. Zigzag says, ew, stereotypes. I know, right? They aren't even a good flavor. It's not like they're good chips or anything. They're just stereotypes. Vol says they are lanky as fuck. Yes, I am very lanky and awkward, and apparently seeing me run is one of the funniest things ever, because my legs just go out sideways instead of like directly behind me. So it looks like I'm in a really poorly animated cartoon. Oh yeah, wait, I was supposed to be playing a game. You guys all got me distracted. Hang on. We gotta move forward with this game. So, before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted. Rudely interrupted by my own brain and my chat. When someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. That is really rude. If I had custom engraved measuring spoons, I would not somebody to smack them. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She is totally evil. But you can't help but be filled with a little jealousy. She can get anything that she wants, and she knows it. Hello. Ashley. Let's see. Hang on. Vol says, ooh. Also, Ambi, in the time you left, I befriended a 28 and a 48-year-old. How did you do that? There wasn't even that much time in the... How? I didn't even leave you alone that long. What happened? Vol says, I like Scottish people. No, never mind. That's a perfectly good explanation, yeah. Yep, makes sense. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Andy and Treble's shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. Yeah, that's something a friend of mine would say. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Her name is annoying. You know for a fact it's actually Ashley, but she has to add extra letters to make her feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what the perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out the glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes. That's a very interesting description. I feel mildly uncomfortable. Van! You ring. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? They'd think that they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's no time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Death says Van's looking like a minor character from JoJo. It really does. Like the star decal on like the hair. That is like I can't even think about how somebody would get their hair to obtain that shape. Even with like excessive amounts of hairspray and a really strange haircut. Is a very interesting character. I gotta say, I do like the eyelashes though. I'm very jealous of the eyeliner. And he's got some very nice looking lips. Though they weren't kidding about like how tight like the pants and stuff were. Everything is just interestingly shaped on this individual. Let's go, Miriam. See you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. Zigzag says he's kind of cool looking, but rude. Yeah, Van is. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you. My name's Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. His name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm in trouble, so... Are you gonna make me hold this door all day? Nope! And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Vol says, BRB getting food. Fair enough. Enjoy your food. Is it just me, or is he kinda cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. The other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium in front of the class. Adorable! Now, quiet down, everyone. Who's this unreasonably cute pup and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof! What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Got a point. They have a very good point. Out of nowhere, the wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. Here is the Colonel, everybody. This is a glitzy, glamoury, very, very interesting man that I am assuming we are going to be able to date in this game. You're immediately swept up by the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anybody could be so handsome? Time stands still. Deathless says, I still prefer the burger. Okay, I know, but this is the best that I could do at short notice. I'll see if I can find like a burger dating sim for that particular burger, or like some burger fanfic for you. If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles, sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. Deathless says, nah, that specific burger. I'm sorry, I don't have that specific burger. Ball said, I was lied to. Zigzag says, enemies to lovers with that Audrey girl. yeah, fair enough. Deathless says, I will never see my love again. You know what, for you, Deathless, I will replay Dream Daddy Dating. I am not against going through every single route except for Brian in that game. I'm not against going through every single route. So if anybody wants to do like a poll or something in the Discord, if it gets enough votes, you all want to see me start playing Dream Daddy again, I will start playing it again. But I do have some other dating sims that we can play as well. I've got actually a couple that I have lined up for future games. I've got some that are kind of gay. So I've got like, what's it called? Highway Blossoms. I've also got one called Witches versus Warlocks. And there's also one that's like about running a cat cafe. So there's a few different ones that we can do. Zigzag says, yes, that specific burger. Yes. Okay. Well, if you all can agree and get enough votes in the Discord server and I see it later on that you all want me to play more, I will go back through and we can play Dream Daddy Dating, but specifically to play separate routes. And we could even do it as like a particular like time challenge or something if anybody wants to. Although with dating sims it's kind of difficult because, you know, time stands still. We need to just try and pick all of the decisions to make them love us and love us the best. Otherwise, I've also got Monster Prom and Monster Prom 2, which is Monster Camp, that we can play on stream as well. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this here must be Sweaty Sweats-a-Lot. Maybe we should open that window up the back before Faucet McPits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. Hold on a second, nobody talks to my random like that. You both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is it with all your really weird insults? Not gonna lie, I made really weird insults as a kid. I didn't ever want to swear, so I just made up things about specifically lots of different types of food and things that I could use as insults. So it'd be like, oh, clearly you're a bungleberry bimbo today. enjoy your day, ma'am. Or would just like say ma'am or sir in a really condescending manner, and then have people get annoyed at me for that if I was going to be mean, which was very, very rare that I would. But if I was going to, it would always be with like a curtsy or dramatic bow, because why not? Make it obvious. Zigzag says Monster Prom. Yes, so that's another one that I've got as well. Because I need to pick one for a slightly longer term stream, because this game's only short. So it's a sort of once-off stream. But other games that I have aren't that short. I can put a full list of games into what's it called? My suggestions for stream section after the stream. So that way you can all have a good look through all of the games that I've got that we can play potentially on stream. And we put it to a vote for which one wants to be the next main series for this channel. Because you all are really important to me, and it's important that you guys get your fix of whatever games that you want to see me play as well. Besides, when Andy Trouble sweats, it's not gross, it's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. Okay, so canonically, we don't sweat anything except for like glitter. I mean, that's got to be even more annoying than actual sweat, because glitter gets everywhere. Zigzag says, I have an assignment to do, but instead I made dinner and a giant pot of coffee. That's a big mood. I am streaming instead of my assignment. Like, theoretically, I still need to think about it because it's actually an interesting assignment. I have to write fan fiction for an assignment. It has to be, I think, 1,000 words, but it needs to be a true transmedia piece. So I was thinking about doing an Encanto fanfic thing for my teacher, because I thought that would be entertaining. Zigzag just goes, fan fiction! Yeah, like this is one of the few assignments that I'm really interested in for the direction, because it's the whole transmedia pieces. So because I'm in a pop culture stream as my minor at my university, which means I have to study things like oh, like for example, did you know that we have folklore around COVID-19? Yeah, we have folklore around COVID-19, because the definition of folklore is a set of beliefs and superstitions that are held by the general public at a particular time period, which means we have COVID-19 folklore that's been going around with, like, you know, there's the suspicions about the things that could be in the vaccine. There's all of the, did you know that, like, oh, this particular vaccine might give you autism. Boo-hoo, it doesn't. But there are people that are saying stuff like that. Or there's like the belief that some vaccines give you microchips and things, and that this particular brand, because like it had been pushed out so quickly in inverted commas, not taking into account the fact that this particular variety of vaccines had been they've developed for multiple years prior to this point in time, and was just quickly trying to get it to fit the criteria of this particular disease strain, so that way it would be partially effective towards it, was actually to do with like mind chips and everything, so that way the government can control us for the next election, all that kind of stuff, you know? That's all folklore. So they're all the mythologies and stuff that we have spread around currently in day to day. Did you know that memes and things from Vine are now considered to be modern folklore? It blew my mind when I found out about that in class. Deathless says, hey, my microchip is top quality. It really is. Sarcastic. Yeah, fair enough. Mine is too. I'm also being sarcastic. I had to get all of the vaccinations because, like I said, I'm immunocompromised, so I get sick very, very quickly, and am at risk of a lot of different really nasty bugs, actually, if I don't get them. So I'm going through and getting a whole bunch of extra ones and stuff preemptively over the next couple of weeks. So, woo, that's gonna be fun. More needles. Don't mind my enthusiasm, but yes. So we have COVID-19 folklore. Thank you. That was your facts with Andy for today. Zigzag said, mine is poor quality. I got really bad internet. Yeah, it sucks when your microchips just don't connect to the internet. Look, my system's pretty old, so you know that I've got a system that could have used a few updates a long time ago. Like, the person that was in charge of my OS may have crashed a few different times and lost a couple of like key files to do with long-term storage of separate files and things. Or specifically, no, it wasn't even the long-term files. It was the short-term processing files to then get everything back into the long-term memory storage. Once things in the long-term memory storage, it's fine. You can never delete it. But getting it in there is the real problem. And that's where I struggle. So I could use a couple of updates and stuff, but they really don't know how to fix that. It's just a side effect, you know. Let's see. Deathless says, memes being modern folklore is expected and still surprising. Well, Zigzag says, you gotta gotta find a better vaccine, my friend. Fair. But yeah, so memes are modern folklore. Like, fuck your chicken strips. That is now modern folklore. And there are legitimate, like, not just like scientists, but there are avid researchers and sociologists and all that kind of, like, all of these different people in different fields of social study and like science that are investigating the impact of popular culture memes on how society develops. People told me that like memes would never get you anywhere, but there is an entire career stream dedicated to memes, like meme specific popular culture studies. And you can look up a whole bunch of them on the internet. Like, I did an essay last semester on I think it's a Japanese Sanrio character called Gudetama, which is a depressed egg. And they wanted the research and then asked me later, hey, can we use your essay as an example piece? Because it was really good. I was very, very pleased with the fact that they liked my essay on an egg. But did I think that that was what I was going to be doing? Going into a music course at university? Absolutely not. Did I think I was going to be learning about business tactics and how to like build a brand, PR, economics, and politics? All because of music? No, but I am, and it's wonderful. Let's see. Zigzag says, I know, it's just so expensive. I dream to have premium, but it's too much Bitcoin. Deathless says, I see, you gotta use Dogecoin instead. Yeah. But yeah, like, university life has been a lot wilder than I ever thought it would be. Genuinely, even though it's like I struggle through it a lot, the topics that I get to explore sometimes take my interest so much and give me so much extra knowledge about the world that I never knew that I needed, and I probably am never gonna use. Let's be real. But I find it interesting enough that I'm interested enough to do research outside of class on the randomest thing. So here I am. Let's see. Deathless says, I need to take this class. You hooked me, lol. Okay, so there are a couple of different classes that I take. And you can actually take them internationally as well. So the particular like degree that I'm taking is a an arts bachelor with music industry, not music performance, music industry as the major, and then popular culture as the minor studies stream. So the popular culture stream covers things like sociology, also the study of just, you know, people, places, obviously how popular culture can then shift and change society, and how it's a different medium for people to, one, express themselves, two, how it shows the progression and changes of the times, among many other things. But you can actually look up these units. So one of the classes, the one that I had to write an essay for last semester on Gudetama, was a Asian media studies class, specifically Asian media in pop culture. So it was because I didn't know very much about many different Asian media forms, and I was like, okay, I get an opportunity to expand things. So I ended up taking this particular unit, and my first assignment was write an essay on a popular culture piece and why you think it has significance. So I had to go into depth about the representation and like what Gudetama as a symbol meant. So I can go off and chats about like the Sanrio character for ages for the amount of research that I had to do, and there were a remarkable amount of studies on this particular character, which I wasn't expecting going into it. But just with how like Gudetama is like the new Hello Kitty almost for our particular generation, I found that very interesting, especially since growing up, my older sister had a huge thing for Hello Kitty that I never got. She was a very different person to who I was. And I don't think we've spent that much time together for a very long time. But I do miss her, and I see her from time to time, so. But yeah, I was the eldest at home, because she's technically like my half-sister. But anyway, so yeah, that was one unit that I took. So it was the Asian Media Studies class. And then the other class, which is the capstone unit for my particular minor, is called Popular Culture Now, which is a class that goes over all of the basic knowledge and stuff of popular culture and expands on everything that we've learned in our previous units, going into depth with how individual pieces of media become transmedia things, like the transmedia pieces. So for example, a transmedia piece, the basic way to explain what a transmedia piece is an individual piece of media that has transcended its original form. So for instance, you have a show that you really, really love, and it's in the context of like this animated show, say like The Owl House or something, right? And then you can go to AO3 and look up The Owl House, and there'll be a fan fiction that has taken some small little character from the background of this show and has decided to give them a fully expanded world, which then expands the lore as an extension of that universe in a unique way, and that would count as a transmedia piece. Or, for example, another transmedia piece. I can't remember what the band is called, so I'll have to look it up. But there is a band who wrote a song, Hey Mario, which is about Mario, as in, yes, Mario from the Nintendo game, and how he should give up on Princess Peach because, you know, she's just not worth it. She's just not worth it. If she really took you that seriously, then, you know, she would be with you right now instead of constantly chasing after Bowser, which I love this song. It's such an entertaining piece, and I'm going to use that as actually an essay piece for later on in the unit. But yeah, the song is called Hey Mario by Patent Pending. I love it. It's beautiful. So yeah, there's that. What else do I have to do for this particular class? So this capstone for Popular Culture Now. I also have to do an app proposal. So I have to propose a particular application for modern use that is transmedia in nature, has a real world implication and is usable, plus has a bit of a narrative sense. So for the particular app that my group is working on, it's called How to Adult, a beginner's guide for life. And it'll take you through in a narrative sense with like interactive capabilities and everything, to do all the little bits and pieces on how to basically get your shit together and be an adult, but all these things that people don't teach you about. So things like how to change a light bulb safely, or how do I do the basics of taxes, all the things that you're not taught in school, because there's been studies that have shown there's a real lack of knowledge surrounding basic things that we all are expected to know as adults, but there's basically no classes on it. So I was just like, hey, so what if we made an app that was for young adults and teenagers to teach them this stuff instead? And everyone was just like, yes, there's so many things I have no freaking clue about. I need help. So that's what our group presentation is going to be about. Deathless says, so your capstone class was studying transmedia pieces. Well, strictly speaking, my capstone class is, like I said, it's a popular culture capstone. So it encompasses all forms of popular culture media, inclusive of transmedia pieces like fan fiction, because that counts. But yeah, so that is a transmedia piece. It's a very interesting field. Like, so social studies in general is a very interesting field. It's like how people became people and how the different like expectations that are placed on individuals get formed by a lot of the media that we have around us. Like, one of the class discussions that we had was surrounding how the Kardashians affected the Simpsons TV show. That was a wild conversation I never expected to have, ever. But it did. So yeah, if you want like a really interesting field of study that really only has grounds in academics. So if you like writing papers, it's definitely something that you can get behind. I would recommend popular culture studies and also literary studies, because you get to study a lot of very interesting things. Let's see. Deathless says, I got you on that. Zigzag's just laughing. Deathless says, the proposal sounds pretty cool. If it would definitely get traction, if that app was made. I would want to make it into an app eventually. The thing is that I don't have enough coding skills to do it. But I do have enough general life skills to get together a lot of resources to potentially do it. I just need people to fund it, and look, I got time on my hands. If I get bored enough, I'll probably study a lot of different bits and pieces like coding. I tried learning HTML once. That was interesting. I worked out that I'm much better at front of house design than back of house design. But it's the back of house design that we'd need to have, because I want it to have like accessibility, so like closed captions for any videos, like a volunteer call line effectively for people who have low sight to no sight, so that people that were blind and stuff could access this particular app. It'd be great. But we've got to see how it goes. Deathless says, rip, when I want to study that stuff, but essays give me anxiety. Essays give me anxiety too. For me, it's mostly how formally they have to be done in a lot of cases. With a lot of the popular culture studies, a lot of the essays aren't long. So I think the maximum essay that I got was 1,500 words. Most of the other tasks are more practical skills application studies. So things like identify a transmedia piece. So what is it? Tell me about this in like 400 words. And it's not necessarily in essay format, but you do need to have the citations there. But it's more common speak, if that makes sense, which is something that I do like about the particular way that my popular culture class is run. If there was a way to get around the essays, I wouldn't, I don't know if I would do it or not, because like the essays, there's one element that I really like, that it gives me an opportunity to research, but I don't like having to figure out how to piece what I know together in a coherent manner. And like the fear of the blank page is very real. I am terrified of seeing an empty page, and if I just start it, I can usually finish, but getting started is the hardest part. Deathless says, oh, okay, I can do those. It's the longer ones that terrify me. Yeah, over here you don't have to do too many essays, depending on like the field obviously you're going into. But it also depends on the teachers that you get. For the most part, I'm lucky that my university does a lot of hands-on experiences and lots of like field trips and things that you have to do in person. Also freaking group projects, but I can't be picky with that. I know that I'm going to have to work with people eventually. It's a core part of our society as a whole. I know this. It's just difficult sometimes. Deathless says, I'm a math boy, not an essay boy, lol. Yeah. For me, I really want to get into maths, but I found it very challenging to figure out how to actually learn it because it's not taught in an intuitive way at all in schools. Deathless says, I can write pages of equations and derivations, I think, but as soon as I gotta put it to words, my heart rate spikes. Absolutely fair. Whereas for me, I look at like a piece of maths and then would go, okay, so I'm seeing numbers. I think they're numbers. I think it's numbers. I don't know. I have a lot of difficulty telling the numbers apart because they just look like a shape to me because I can't conceptualize anything to go behind it for how it could be applied. And that means I also muddle up numbers a lot. For example, I think that 1s and 7s look very similar. So I'll put a line through my 7s to make sure that I can tell that it's actually a 7. And sometimes like 8s and 3s look similar and all that kind of stuff. Which makes it difficult for me to do maths appropriately unless it's in a digital format. And even then, my brain gets frustrated with it when it doesn't know what it's for. I need a why. If I get given an essay question, I can go, oh, this is why. But until I have my why, it makes it difficult to move. And you don't have to be good at essay writing or anything. It's a very select skill, and it's something that I think you can get by theoretically without. So long as you're, for the most part, coherent in general day-to-day life and all that, it's okay not to be good at everything, and you shouldn't pressure yourself to do something that you find difficult to do if it's something that you genuinely have no interest in my opinion, except if it's mandatory for the line of work you want to go into, in which case you're going to have to just push through a bit, but you can always reach out to get help from other people to make it less scary. Don't forget that. Let's see. Zigzag says, I'm a non-boy, not an essay non-boy, because you are not dumb, you are not stupid, Zigzag. You are a very intelligent being. You are a very intelligent being. And like I said, just because you have a weakness, or in inverted commas, a weakness in one area, doesn't mean you're not worthy as a human being, because you are. Deathless says, you are a Zig and we love you. Exactly. You're a Zigzag. Zigzags don't need to do essays. It's okay. Zigzag says, if I don't respond to anything, I'm sorry. I keep having to run off. Oh, don't stress. You've got your own life and stuff you need to live too. And we can be here and vibe whenever. You can always watch the VODs back or chat in the Discord. We do have a Discord, actually, for those that are watching that haven't followed along. Might as well put the command in. Type. How to type for beginners. I'll put that into my app. Yeah, so the link to the Discord's in the chat. And you can join the Discord and come say hey whenever. We do regular votes on what we want to play on stream or what genre we're playing. I'll be streaming hopefully every Tuesday now, because I managed to get some time off. If it's not a Tuesday, it'll likely be Wednesday or Sundays at the moment is what it's looking like. But I'll put up a post before I end up streaming, in any case, in the Discord. Hopefully I'll get my Twitter links online again soon, because that's been irritating me. I just keep forgetting to do it. And then I remember at like 2 a.m. Deathless says, nah, Andy, I must be good at everything. How will my parents love me with a second place trophy? Oh, Deathless, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. That must have been really hard when you were younger as well. Feeling like you're constantly needing to be perfect at absolutely everything. It's not an easy route to go through, unfortunately, and I feel you very, very deeply, my love, on that one. It's hard. It is very hard. But you don't need to be perfect at everything. The main thing is that you need to be you, whatever that entails. And if your parents won't love you for that, then that means that it's their problem. It's not a you thing. Their expectations aren't for you to live your life by. You got to live your own life by your own moral compass and by what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's not their life. It's yours. Zigzag says, oh yeah, I'm going to have to go into economics and I don't particularly enjoy it. Ugh. Economics? What are you doing economics for? No, seriously, like genuinely, why are you going into economics? Like, what was the reason behind economics as a field that you're going into? Is it because of a particular field that you want to do later, or parental pressure, or familial pressure, or friendship pressure? Peer pressure is a big one. That's really hard to get past because we have an innate want to constantly go with what it is that we know, what we think is expected, and the crowd. Because, you know, back in nature, we would have died if that wasn't the case. If we didn't do what the pack wanted, we would have been outcasts and would disappear. So it makes sense to why peer pressure exists. It's just difficult to work past now when it's not as relevant. Let's see. Zigzag says, zigzags don't need to do assignments. Well, they shouldn't have to if they don't want to get something out of the particular thing. Sometimes you unfortunately do need to do assignments if you want to get to a particular place. But that doesn't mean there aren't alternatives to get to that same place. University is not the only road to get to where you want to go. I found that out the hard way. Deathless says, I do like how you said your school has more hands-on learning. I love that kind of content. Yeah, I like it as well. Hands-on learning is one of the main ways that I learn. I need to have an application for the information I'm learning. Otherwise, it sits at the back of my brain and niggles at me. Like thinking about how many sets of teeth sharks have, or why the sky is blue, and knowing the logical answer. Yeah, sure, I understand the theoretical answer, but why is it that case? I'm very, very curious about it, and I want to see those sorts of things in action, which is why hands-on classes work a lot better for me anyway. Deathless also says to Zigzag, you just got to do the zigs and the zags. Yeah, exactly. Zigzag says, I've become a chronic vomiter and need to run off every couple of minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks, Zigzag. Hopefully you can slowly recover from that with time, but no pressure on it. It needs to take time to heal where it can. Zigzag says to Deathless, no, Death, the fuck being perfect. You try so hard and you're more important than being perfect. Exactly. Zigzag says, I'm going to run my own business, specifically a cafe. That's amazing. Have you got an idea for what you're going to call it? Or is it a themed cafe? I love cafes, obviously. I like a good cup of like hot chocolate as much as the next person. So it's always good to be able to support local businesses. Zigzag also says, it'll help significantly to have a grasp on how economics work. Yeah, that and business stuff. If you all are interested in at some point, I could possibly do like a study stream, or we could have a study get together in the Discord and we can just work on our mutual separate assignments that we have to do and have some sprints and stuff that are happening. Zigzag says, yes, I have an idea. My partner came up with it. Well, tell us all about it. Deathless, why is the sky blue? Light reflection go burr. Correct. Light reflection go burr. Burr. I can't even English. I can't make sounds. I'm strange. Zigzag says, ooh, study get together. That would be fun. But yeah, we could do like study sessions and stuff on stream sometimes if you like. I've got a lot of chill, relaxing music that we can listen to. Zigzag says it's going to be called maybe the LGBT. I love that. That's amazing. An LGBT. Tea spelled like the drink tea. Oh, that's so cute. I would go to that place purely for the name. It's like, where did you go this weekend? Oh, you know, the LGBT. It's a very fancy establishment. You'll never be able to find it. It's in like this little cute like courtyard area with lots of cottage flowers, and it's like got nice tables and chairs that are really comfortable, and the baristas, never find a better cup of coffee anywhere. Highly recommend it. See, look, that's all the kind of stuff that customers could say about your place when it opens. Definitely better to get to economics, but imagine what's going to happen once you're actually there, you know? It's going to be great. Zigzag says it's going to be a neurodivergent and LGBTQ plus safe place. I love it. I love it. I will definitely come by if I possibly can. You know, once it's up and running, of course. So keep in touch, definitely. And we'll have a look around and have a look-see. Miriam says, besides, when Andy in trouble sweats his dog. Yep, there we go. Beautiful shimmer. You turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. He is he? Colonel Sanders, a beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hands outstretched. Boy, howdy, this classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Interesting thing to say to me, sir. Please, use my handkerchief. Well, this man is quite charming, actually. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Look at that sparkle. Deathless says, thanks, Zig. Yes, thank you, Zigzag, for your kind words. It's always very much appreciated. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you about how sweaty you look? You're completely mortified. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will we respond? Do we take the handkerchief graciously or refuse it? I'll let you all decide on this one. Let's see. Zigzag says it's dimmed lights and cozy aesthetic, and the menu with gluten-free, vegetarian, lactose-free, and vegan menu options. That's awesome. Alright, Deathless says let's take the handkerchief. Okay, let's take the handkerchief. You stretch out your hand, and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in it. It's so beautiful that you hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. His natural scent is on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken that you've ever smelled. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and to set some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood. There may even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but you're interrupting my monologue. You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you even sure you're in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to your students that tardiness is unacceptable. Well, good we weren't tardy then. Jeez, Professor. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referring to, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Zzzt. Or... Can we date Clank? Can we date Clank? I want to date Clank. I mean, the Colonel's great and all, but we have a robot. Come on. He's so cute. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. The Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. Oi, Sprinkles, that's incredibly rude. I'm taking care of myself as best as I possibly can. I've been sick, okay? I probably could use a lot of different multivitamins, but you know, it's gonna take time for them to get absorbed into my body, okay? Okay, I know I'm deficient. You don't need to point it out to the class. Thanks. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkle's reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Zigzag says, I want to date the burger. Okay. Zigzag says beef. Okay. Anybody else think that we should go for the beef treat? Our time will come. Yes, I know. We can't date the burger right now. I'm sorry. We can try and date the burger later. We can date the burger later and ruin a burger's marriage. So beef treat. We're gonna go with beef treats. Yeah, beef. Okay, beef treats. You reach beneath your apron and return it with a small bit of beef jerky in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. Beef! Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I would never eat that. You clearly do not belong here. Please remove your apron and then remove yourself from this classroom and the school. Ah, damn it. It seems you've reached the end of the line, Chef. The proverbial game over. We should try again. Try again. Because that was not a satisfying ending. I'm guessing because it's a chicken game that we're going to have to go with the chicken. We're going to have to butter them up, I guess. You stand at the edge of the room unsure where to sit. Okay, so we're back at the beginning. So, cute pup. So we'll just speed through until it gets to where we were. So we'll still take give him the chimpkins. Yes, we will. So we'll let Ashley. We'll let this play out just for a second, and we'll go back to we'll take the handkerchief again, and then we'll give the chimpkins. Take the handkerchief. Handkerchief. Oh man, stuttering. Oh boy. Okay. Oh wait, there's a speed up button. Oh, doesn't do that much. Okay, we'll try the chicken snack. Yes, the handkerchief. I can't help it. It's a handkerchief now. I don't, my words, they're gone. You reach beneath your apron and return it with the chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. See, look, we're playing a chicken game. Of course, we're going to need to give him the chicken. Well, I think there might be some competition for our new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they want to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors in them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of your culinary creations. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Andy! There's still a seat here. It seems no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. Do we sit by the Colonel or sit by our best friend? Chat, you decide. I'm going to take a puff of my inhaler. Alright, Zigzag says Miriam. Death, thoughts? Should we go with Miriam or the Colonel? Colonel is old and skankly, says Zigzag. I don't think you're wrong. Deathless says we gotta go for the Colonel. Shoot our shot. Okay, so that means it comes down to a coin toss. Alright, I do not have any coins on me, but I do have a double-sided eraser. I guess I can toss that. It's got 2 different patterns on it. So, who is who's going to be Faber-Castell, and then who's going to be the blank side? Take your pick. Colonel is old. Miriam has green hair. Of course it's the green hair. Tails. All right. Zigzag your tails. All right, let's toss this eraser. Okay, it's back. I tossed it off the desk. 1 second. Okay, so we got heads, unfortunately. Sorry, Zig. We need to sit by Colonel. You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he's brought no books, no pens, nor pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off seriousness that could make you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me the seat. I only have 2 rules. Do all you can, do the best you can. It's the only way to ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. Oh, he's poetic. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. I mean, agreed. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Unfortunately, no, this is perfect. Yes, we'll see what happens with it. It could be that Miriam actually gives us a different route. I think that that's what happens. Zigzag says, God damn, he's rude. Fair. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz. Yay! A quiz about me! This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for a life at culinary school. Keep your knife sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. That's right. Forest to tree is chicken is to feather. That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A spork. That is correct. What food is best for a broken heart? A pancake that looks like a silly face, camel meat, or anything so long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Given it's KFC, I reckon it's going to be the top one. That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? Is a talking dog that teaches at a culinary school best boy? That's right. Deathless says spork supremacy confirmed. I mean, it is a very efficient eating utensil. Even if it's not one I personally use, it's very efficient. It's a spoon and a fork. I mean, it's pretty efficient. You've got 2 utensils on there. Your total score is a perfect score, 5 out of 5. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? No, I just guessed. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you as you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Thank you, Colonel. My brain is indeed a beautiful and covered with, grey matter and stuff. It's great. Hot diggity, Andy. In trouble? You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. Okay, so you liked it. May I have your attention, students? I have an appointment announcement to make. You already made one. Do you have to make another one, Teach? Time for lunch. Okay, cool. I will accept this particular announcement. Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be very serious about eating. My kind of school. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? It must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just want to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh. Lunch. She said, shh. In honor of the new semester, I've prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath waiting to see what this food this mysterious student has created. You've heard he's very talented. But were the rumors true? It's this! Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Of course, it's chicken! Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculations, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just, drafting my last will and testament in case, one of those ingredients is poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just, writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful, and I knew that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to the Colonel Sanders. She realizes he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this, so she wants him all to herself. Ugh, please. Well, Van the madman, if you don't want any. I'll take his. Whoa, hold on, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite, his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Do you focus on your mind and meditate on the moment? Try and identify every flavor. Do we savor the moment? Everything tells you it's about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart, or swim towards the light. Swim. Okay, we swim. Somewhere up ahead, a bright light beckons you. Flavors so intense you become wrapped in them, unable to resist. You reach towards the light. It grabs your hand and pulls you closer. Closer. Until your fingertips connect with the end of everything. You're forever lost to the land of tender fried chicken bliss. Your mind dissolves. There is no Andy in trouble now, only herbs and spices. Though Miriam tries to revive you, she cannot. Game over. We died, everybody. We died. Try again. Gosh damn, okay. So don't go towards the light, I guess. Here we go again. So, try and identify every flavor or savor the moment. Got him, free souls. Thanks, Colonel. All right, Death. You've had your free souls. You had your free souls. Do you reckon we should identify every flavor or try and savor the moment? Come on, you've been fed now, Death. So it's you and Zigzag can chat. Speaking of food, I do have some with me. I have chips. Savor the flavor. All right. So I'm going to go with savor this time and see if that goes somewhere. All right. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can be only described as love. For a man, a flavor. Are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with the Colonel. Deathless says, my hunger is insatiable, especially for that burger. I know it's insatiable for that burger. We'll play more Dream Daddy on stream, okay? We'll date the burger man. We approach. The Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that make me my fortune and establish my legacy, and all the time I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. It's no big deal. It's just you and me talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? This mess is only getting started. We've got 2 whole more days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? Yeah, you've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone. Then he leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient. But you can't tell. I use blank. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Blank! Wow, you never would have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up with that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders standing in the quad. What's with the quad? What is it? What is it? Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet that. Alone together for the first time, you now figure that this is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Neg him? Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. Zigzag says a whole game about chicken. Me who doesn't even like chicken that much. Hey look, a vegetarian is playing this game. So like thoughtful. Okay, we'll go with that. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. Oh, so he's got a bit of an ego on him, does he? The flavors were complex but comforting, and the interplay between the salty and savory and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Andy. I'm sure you'll be a big success. You know, we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into a massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and the tools and all the ingredients they could ever need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses to a crowd of fans that you're going to earn with your signature and adorable tiny food creations. Miriam makes tiny food. We have the best friend ever. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. Today's lesson, we will be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on the Colonel. Oh, we didn't even get given a choice. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson stuff as a team? With a team of 2, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Sure, Andy. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. 2 different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep boop. Bzzzt. Yeah, no choice, unfortunately. Oh my, 2 potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Wow. Wow. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Pop or Clank? The Robo. Alright. I'll give you the Robo. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of the school leaving is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll backwards and forwards. Warp, warp. Deathless says, hook up my buddy Clank. Yep, we're hooking him up. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank may not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzzt. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank judders and the panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be just fine. Now it's time for you to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two, for today's lesson we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish, divide up the steps. No chef is an island. Takes 2 flints to make a fire, you get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to the partner? Zigzag says, I love Miriam and Clank. Yeah, they're so cute together. So, steak tartare, octopus, or mashed potato? Mashed potato? We can go with mashed potato. I think a good way to try and get through this game is to try and think about what they actually serve at KFC. I think they serve mashed potato. I've always been thinking of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, and comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy. I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on the Colonel? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? Ugh, no, jeez, Van. Well, I'm over here crushing Andy and Treble's dreams. You're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was a deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arm full of peeled potatoes, and he tosses them into boiling water, turning his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. And Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Andy and Trouble was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is, these young amateur chefs that need a lot of mentoring. I was gonna say, Colonel, maybe I could teach you a thing or two about fancy food. You know, maybe one day you'll be able to get up to my level. I doubt it. Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations of worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned yourself at this station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary standards? We fit together like thigh and drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense. But one thing is clear. She's coming for the Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to the Colonel or turn to Miriam. Ashley is so annoying. Yeah, Ashley is. In this particular case, would it be better to ask the Colonel what he thinks? Or do you think that it would be better to turn to Miriam? Ashley and Marie Columbia Stardew, get you off your high horse. Yes, Zigzag, I agree. She really needs to be taken down a peg. Like, you can't just, like, possess a person. Talk to the Colonel. I'm here to learn and express myself via cuisine, not to bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders. Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements from contracts to handshakes. I took on Landy and Trouble as my partner for this activity, and I stand by that. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for one another. Neither of you has Andy and Trouble's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles and hope that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn these cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, Your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed a boiled potato into perfectly creamy mass texture, have plenty of butter and cream for flavor, and it's as if your natural passion has guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautifully white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potato. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand, holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in the crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. That moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potato and lift a heaping forkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with the Colonel. Deathless says, yeah, I'm going to lurk and fall asleep to the stream. Your voice acting's too soothing for me right now, lol. Have a good day, everyone. That's alright. Sleep well, Death. I'm glad that you enjoy my voice acting. Sleep well. Zigzag says, okay, sleep well, Death. Then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the spork full of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something! Scooping up the fingerful of Van's to taste the mashed potato and gravy, realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by the revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold it right there, Andy, in trouble. We do not waste food in the broom cooking area. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I has potatoes face? Van rushes back over, covered dish in his hand. Mashed potato with gravy, pathetic. Just a few moments, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky salt water sauce, plated on a battle axe forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long, and that ends now. As I, who will have the first bite, will look on all of you with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late, it's been eaten. I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look at the plate, the rest of it's gone. You notice the tip of a tentacle being swept up into Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then almost immediately is back to his oblivious self. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They're motionless as statues. But the class bell rings, disrupting the moment, snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kind. Yep. His food, it's gone. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Come on! You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school bus is taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark, and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not the greatest representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him that you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Andy. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. They're saying, I need to tell you first. Teeth. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been walking towards that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also lifting lots of weights. Like, so many weights. Oh boy. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them, like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, You shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the hero of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him, we're talking about me, I'm the hero. The spork monster is here to fight a hero. This is the weirdest dating sim I've ever played. Zigzag says you're a hunk but you're annoying. Van, you're stupid. A spork. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting my guard down and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid, be very afraid of me because I'm a monster. See? And he's rhyming. Is he rhyming on purpose or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Attack or defend? Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation. You close your eyes tight, but I'm open just enough to squint and see the monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. The spork monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Fat good of defense that did. Attack? You decide to go on the attack. Cook with love? Or chow down? Alright, Zigzag, you make the decision. Cook with love? Alright, cook with love it is. Cook with love does 1's damage. The spork monster won't forget this. Oh no. We're gonna have to deal with them again. The spork monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from the Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Do we defend or attack? The music's kind of a bop though. Like, unironically, this is actually a pretty good game. It's strange, but I like it. Attack it is. Alright, you decide to go on the attack. What defense do we use? Cook with love. Does more damage. Spork monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble. They go on the attack once again. Oh no, the utensil. You take more damage. You're not going to survive the battle. Defend? Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can turn up the music a little for you. Can you hear the music a bit better now? No. Okay, not at all. Well, I guess the music's still not quite working then. I tried to get it functional earlier. But I guess the music's not going through the right channel to actually be heard on stream still. Alright, I'll turn that down a little again. Because that is very loud for me. Properties. Alright, it should be streaming. Okay, let's see. Alright. What about now? Nope. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to leave it then. Okay, so if you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. Do we defend or do we attack? Dandy in trouble. Hi, Stride. Hi. Yeah, I'm finally back. We're in the middle of fighting a spork monster. He decided to go on the attack. Let's cook with love. Stride. The spork monster's oozing cheese onto the lawn. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable. Oh, no. Vi, villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot pie power punch. It does 10 damage and the spork monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured spork monster spews steam into the night. Spare him or finish him? Because, like, he's just coming here to fight somebody. I don't know if he's necessarily doing anything wrong. He's just after a hero. It's me, Zigzag. I'm on my alt as I lost my password. Alright, we'll finish him. Forget Mercy. No student will ever walk from the quad in fear again. The monster messed with the wrong chef. You ready your final attack? You'll never survive my student dead lone destruction. It's completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to surprise me, Andy. The defeated monster leaves behind a special item. Is it a spork? Apparently sporks are the superior utensil in this game. I am okay, Strange. I'm still recovering. I finally ended up getting the negative on the test, so I'm no longer COVID positive, so that is a plus. I've had a low energy today though. I overexerted myself yesterday doing the runarounds and calls to everybody who needed me. But at least I can breathe properly and I can talk. I have been talking for a couple of hours now, so like, you know, it's good. Stride says, so glad to hear that you're okay and better than before. No longer COVID positive. Let's go. Yeah. How have you been, Stride? Okay. The special item is a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name said to have signed it out is Boroko. Boroko. This name sounds strangely familiar. The blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home in your tired state. You don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. Let's see. Stride says, so, if COVID didn't take you out, can I? Blushes. Aw, that's a very cute pickup line to use on somebody. Like, you know gosh darn well that I'm taken, but I appreciate the compliment. Stride says, I've been kind of struggling mentally, but hey, Covenant Stream Dandy is now live. Well, I'm glad to be back. I'm going to be aiming to stream again on Tuesdays, and I'm probably going to stream tomorrow. To be honest, I'll probably stream tomorrow. I don't have much on. But yes, let's see. I'm sorry that you've been struggling mentally. If you wanna chat or anything, like feel free to like vent a little bit, and we can all have a little listen. Stride says the only blood that pumps in me is the night down there between my thighs. Woo! Fair enough. Stride says, you know, gosh darn well I'm taken too. Ooh woo. Fair. Oh, how is that going, by the way? Like actually, because it's been such a long while since I've actually probably been able to have a proper conversation with you. How is the whole relationships going well too? Stride says, I appreciate the gesture, Andy. Thank you. It's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind if you chat. It is a chatting stream. It's what we do here. You can ask me anything and chat about whatever. We were going off about oranges earlier. You missed a very interesting dilemma about Vol devouring oranges and everything. It's good. It was very strange. I'll probably put it up as clips later. Let's see. Zigzag says, yes, Strage, if you here if you ever want to vent. Yeah, see, there we go. There we go. It's good. The relationship's been better than ever, says Strage, and thank you to Zigzag. Oh, I'm glad that it's very good. Zigzag said, yes, you did. Stride says, after exams, we went on the beach to a luxury resort stream. Ooh, very cute. What sort of like beach resort was it? Was it like one of those really, really fancy ones with like the tiny soups on the cushions? And what kind of beach was it? Was it like a sandy beach or a pebbly beach? Because I prefer pebbly beaches over sandy ones, because sand gets everywhere. It's not fun. But I like the feeling of hot sand somewhat, and like cold sand once it's like squashy and stuff in the water. But I don't like dry sand that just gets everywhere. You know, there's like a difference. Zigzag says, yes, the orange moral dilemma. It wasn't a moral dilemma. It was a very important conversation to have, and I'm so glad we had it today. Stride says, the pool afternoon, beach evenings, beach barbecues, and freaking 700 square feet room. It was very nice. Sounds incredibly handy. Sandy beach. I like sandy over pebble because there's less ways I can get hurt. Fair enough, Stride. That's very fair. I tend to get injured at the beach the exact same amount of times, whether it's sand or pebbles. At least with pebbles, I'm more inclined just to sit on the rocks and watch the beach instead of trying to attempt to brave the ocean. That's regularly quite a bad plan for me, to attempt to brave the ocean. Over here, we've got jellyfish that are so small it gets through jellyfish nets. The ocean. I love the ocean. It's such a beautiful thing. I'm very interested in it. But then I also know the fact that we explored less than 1% of our ocean. We've explored more of space than we have of our own ocean. That says a lot. Let's see. Zigzag says, oh yeah, that'd be nice. And wet sand is fine. I agree. Stride says it was nice. Also, I've been streaming lately. It's been quite fun. Oh, what have you been streaming recently? I haven't used a pillow in so long. Girlfriend has nice cushioning. Ooh. Jellyfish nets like SpongeBob? No, they're like big, really, really big squares and rectangles of like this giant net that I toss into the ocean to theoretically protect swimmers in specific set swimming areas. Like if you go to Australia, you can only swim between two red and white, like red and white or red and yellow, depending on where you are from. Lifeguard flags, because that's the area that has like the jellyfish net and is actually the most safe to go in. Because otherwise we get like jellyfish that can kill you in like 20 seconds that can come through the net. And like the small jellyfish are bad enough. They can still do some damage. But like the murder ones, the murder jellies, we don't like it. One of the things that you get taught is like how to effectively disarm jellyfishes as like basic swimming etiquette here. So that should say something about the ocean. Zigzag says, me and my partner were going to go to a resort, but their mum's too much of a Karen for me to deal with. Oh dear. My condolences that your partner's mother is a Karen. That sounds quite difficult. Strike says, yeah, I know what an actual net is. I was making a joke. Oh, yeah. You remember how, like, I don't realize that jokes are jokes half the time, and I just think, oh, yeah, this is a serious question. We'll keep going in the conversation. Stride says, I mostly stream Genshin and Valorant. Oh, I did catch one of your Genshin streams for a little bit. A while ago, like I think a week ago. I could only catch the very, very tail end of it because I was heading off to work. But it looked like good fun. A little bit of variety, like Little Nightmares, and this one indie RPG explorer game, Bloodstained Ritual of Night. I know that game. That's a very good game. Stride says, Australia has a lot of deadly wildlife. I like it for that, especially Tasmania. Tasmania is a very interesting place. Did you know that Tasmania has a rainforest? Like, people don't think about the actual climates that Australia has. We do get snow. We have rainforests. We have typhoon weather. We have, like, hurricanes and stuff. Yeah, sure. We have earthquakes. We have fires and stuff that go through, but that's, like, the same with a lot of different countries. But we've got a lot of different climates. It's just like we've got subtropical and then less tropical and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting. Let's see. Strides to Zigzag. Oh, I'm sorry, Zigzag. Yeah, Strides says, I see. I appreciate you being there either way, Dandy. Stride on my phone. I'm a famous streamer. Andy watched me once. Oh, well, yeah, it's like I do care about you guys. And you hang around the stream enough. It's like, I want to come and check out your work and help promote it where possible because, you know, every little bit helps everybody. Let me see. I knew about typhoons and earthquakes, but Australia gets snowy? Yes, Australia does in fact get snow. It is a very little known fact about Australia, yes, but it does in fact get snow. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Mostly that takes place in like Mount Hotham or like Albury. But we have these little snowy river mountain ranges as well. So we have areas that get snow. It's just not always tons and tons of it. But we do get snow here, and we get like thick ass frost that like all the ground crunches and stuff in winter sometimes. It's just we have sort of a tri-season winter, if that makes sense. It's like some days it'll be warmer than others in the winter, so you'll get like a 25-degree Celsius day in the middle of winter for no reason, and then the next day you'll get frost crunching the ground, and it'll be like 4 degrees. It's very interesting. Let's see. Zigzag says to Zigzag says, Stride says to Zigzag, ooh, dancing in the rain is nice. It's a wonderful thing to do. Because Zigzag was talking about a study date with them who danced in the rain. Dancing in the rain is adorable. It's so cute. I'm so happy you guys are happy. Let's see. Stride Fighter says, Andy, you should Google Pokemon Karen. She's an Elite 4 member. Look at her image once. I guess that's what I'm doing after stream. Stride says, hey, as long as you enjoyed it, that's what matters. I see. A dry and snowy winter. No, we get a really strange winter. Like, it's usually very wet. We get a lot of rain in winter. It's mostly just rain. Or it'll just be cold for no reason and then just hot. It's like springtime. It's like how I imagine spring for everywhere else, except that we get like random Arctic storms. So yeah. Stride says that's the only Karen I'd let talk to my manager. Fair enough. Back to the game though. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're being tucked in tightly. Ooh, you're getting tucked in by the Colonel. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You awake on day 2 and attempt the process of wild visions that you had. Were they memories or premonition? Let's see. Stride says, oh yeah, Andy, I figured out why they flavor lipstick. Cherry flavor lipstick my girlfriend wore last night did taste like cherry. This is the thing. It's quite literally just in case some gets into your mouth or to somebody else's and then it doesn't taste totally disgusting. It's also why most lipsticks are made of non-toxic material. So, yeah. My partner, funny story about my partner's soup here. He he doesn't mind when I tell this story either. I've had his permission to tell the story before. But one time I ended up getting this strawberry flavored lip gloss from the Body Shop, which is like a shop here in Australia. I don't know if it has like other places in the US and things, but it's basically like it's like a cosmetic shop with mostly natural ingredients, theoretically. I know they put a lot of preservatives and stuff in it, but that's kind of what it's marketed as. And I had some on my lips at one point in time, and he was just like, "Oh, what's the lipstick that you're wearing?" And then I just hand him the container. And it's this little round container, and he unscrews the lid to take a sniff of it, I assume is what he's doing. And then he sticks his finger in it and just eats a section of it. And I was like, "What the heck are you doing? I need this." And he was like, "It tastes good." And then tries to like keep it away from me as I'm trying to just scramble to grab it off him. And then he was like, "Oh, that's mine. It's tasty. It's good. It's good." I was like, "No, you're weird." So then for a gag gift, I think, oh gosh, 2 years after this event took place, I ended up going to the Body Shop and I bought him some of that exact same one and then handed it to him and said, "Now you can stop eating mine." And he laughed. So there we go. That's my little lipstick lip gloss story. Zigzag says, "Yeah, and the date was with a newish partner. They weren't dating me at first. They were just dating my other two partners, but we started dating." Ooh. It's always good when you've got like that new partner rush. I mean, having partners for a long time is also really good because you get nice and comfortable with them and then they feel like home and it's cozy. But also it's nice to go out on dates with people. Stride says, "Hey, look at you, Zigzag, you player." Stride says, "Personally not a big fan of makeup or dresses or anything too girly, but I do like using she, her." Well, there you go, Stride. I will remember the she, her. Stride says he ate it. Yes. Zigzag, yeah. Soup, he did eat it. He did. Reminds me of the time I ate a slab of lip balm. Exactly. Like, I'm not a particularly... I don't wear a lot of makeup or anything myself. I wear it very occasionally for special events and stuff. But mostly, like, you'll find me with, like, a lip balm on or something just because I need to keep my lips from getting sunburnt. But yeah, I just don't like the feeling that makeup has on my face if I've got, like, a full face of makeup or something on. It feels like my face is suffocating and it itches. It's just not pleasant. Zigzag says, "We've been friends for so long before dating them, and then they finally loved me back. My heart raced." That's so cute. It's wonderful. I'm very happy for you. Then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much a secret, hey? It's probably just because he trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. It's been a day. Dude, don't go falling in love with people after a single day. Like, that's not love. That's attraction. There's a difference. You meet up with your bestie out in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, so I know this might sound a little crazy, a little strange. I think I might be, I might like him? Like him? I used to get in so much trouble for saying like, because I still say it every now and again to, like, even my current partner and everything. I'll say that I like you, and then you'll think he thinks it's cute. But I've been told by other people that it's childish and that, like, what am I, 5? And I was like, I could be 5 or 15 or 45 or 412. It wouldn't make a difference. I'll still say it. I know. It sounds like I'm moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class and he's a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular. Like, he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and then was also the convertible that he himself rode in front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it's best if you took it slow with the new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to have ever attended the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, you're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did, you're great. Why wouldn't he be into you? I guess. Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is in fact real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So, this summer when I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in a botanical garden where I was wandering. Let's see. Vol says, "Hee, how useful to have a mod lurk." Yes, it is very useful. Stride says, "Para, best mod." Yes. Vol says, "Hey, Stride, how do? You could call me the paragon of mods." Could be indeed. Stride says, "I is better. How is you, para?" Vol just goes, emoticon. And Zigzag says, "I take you." This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. And he said that if I had a power created from a super duper rare dried fatal flower, if I did, I'd give him a favor. I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with it and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gates when I arrived, and later when I cooked with him, a strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. Oh my goodness. Is this weed? I think you missed one, Andy. Oh, that happens sometimes. Vol says, "I'm exhausted but excited for possible work and leaving the Hale job." That's good. Stride says, "One-on-one message. I think you missed one message in chat, Andy." Oh, yeah, fair. Fair. Vol says, "Smoke weed every day, the drugs." The drugs. Yes, the drugs. Whoop. Alright, I'm playing a game. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking and have stayed in touch. You know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about the secret new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share the Colonel's secret recipe. Besides, I only know one ingredient. I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Cough. Fibber. Cough. Please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you for the Colonel. I am making up a fake ingredient. I don't care. That is a... She's asking for something that's a secret, you know? Let's see. Zigzag says, "I've barely done any of my assignment. I'm so sorry, Zigzag." Stride says, "Look. Alright, enjoy the flower pots. I hope you have a good, look time. Stride, have fun." Carapa. Frack says, Vol. Zigzag says, "Fake lie." Or / liar. Freak. Okay, we're lying. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt. Wow! Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure out you've satisfied her curiosity, so she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone you can't quite see. It's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushed in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. "Colonel Sanders, he's arriving at school." Do we run to him or admire his majestic glory? On a horse? Yes, he's arriving on a horse. a horse. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's been watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish, then slaps the beautiful creature gently on the rear, sending it free into the countryside. Run to him. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I ignored my mod. You can have the next one. There is like a delay for chat and stuff. I've put it as no delay on chat, but it still has a delay because the internet connection, unfortunately. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose your ability to speak coherently. Did I ever have it to begin with? Did I ever have it to begin with? I don't think I could speak coherently for very long at all. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment the Colonel Sanders, but words don't come out exactly right. What a horse of full beauty you have. What a horse of full beauty you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Zigzag said, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I have too much coffee. Okay, that sucks. I'm sorry you're not going to sleep. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Andy just gets really nervous around people they like. Miriam! What? This is not helping. I mean, they got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile, as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can hear your two rivals, Ashley and Van, and they're doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding. You know, it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try and peek over Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa, little one. I'm not sure if you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Oh, actually, that's kind of a good insult. You know what? That's fair. Let's see. Vol says LMAO. Anyway, BRB got a shout out. What an idea. Okay, fair enough. Enjoy your sorting of out. I'll see you in a sec. Should we tell them to stop being immature, or act like we're not interested but try and get a closer look? Plot twist, Miriam is Ashley's friend. I don't think it'd be Ashley's friend. I think maybe Van's. Because he seems like somebody who would accidentally give somebody weed. Or accidentally on purpose. I don't think Ashley would. I think Ashley wouldn't stoop that low. She'd just be like, no, that's above me. Oh, I'm above that? I'm above that, yeah. she's so low that she can't even do that. She wouldn't even do that. Oh well. But yeah. For those still in the chat, do we tell them to stop acting immature or tell them we're not interested? Now drink some more water. Abby, assigned born at birth, not interested. Okay. You sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and provides an excuse. It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, I like the shocked animation that Van has. Okay. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules. I'm not sure you'd even know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they were hiding. And you recognize it instantly. It's a book. Just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van, who hides the book in his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice they haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall and are tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. It's so rude. Vol says, Abab, assigned born at birth. Yes. Not interested, says Zigzag. Zigzag says, to Vol, as an intersection person, intersex, I am a bab. Nice. Well, I am glad that you found an identifiable label. All babies are bastards. You and your bastards. We were playing. Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls over Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you're talking to him. He didn't do anything. Bzz, bzz, womp. Who do you think you are talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van, tossing him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know it's a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got a lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan? Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor. He's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize to my related rival. I have spent the morning chasing cars all the way around town and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry doggy belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favourite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson. Surely you do. Which is why, in 1776, the signing of the Declaration of Independence was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. Yeah, Clank's a good boy. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Andy, naturally this appears to be a simple platter. Which item do you want to sample? Pepper, glass of water, dog biscuit. Resume. Okay, so there's no save button or anything. So, pepper, dog biscuit, or water? The pepper or the dog biscuit? Okay, so between pepper and dog biscuit. Vol, if you're there, do you have any that you would rather? Because otherwise, I'm probably going to go with the dog biscuit, because at least that's funny. Does KFC serve pepper? I mean, it has pepper on things, so maybe? I don't know if it's like peppers, if it's like a chili pepper, or if it's like a pepper like a bell pepper, which is like a capsicum here, or if it's like, I don't know. We'll see what the dog biscuit does. Because of its shape, it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles. You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favourite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. Oops. I never even got to taste it. Getting between a dog and his bone isn't the best choice. Try again. Oops. I wanted to see what it did. At least we can speed this up, which is handy. Go back through all the choices I've already made. At least we aren't stuck with the bad decision. Yeah, that's true. It just takes a bit to get back to where we were. Lots of speeding. We'll try the pepper. So, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend. Ooh. This guy again. I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... As I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I've got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through to fulfill the prophecy. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Ah, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should have paid better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Oops. Your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared by a timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics of these two is off the charts. Do we step up and tell them you're on, or demand that they stop wasting everyone's time? Tell them to stop. Okay. Is everything a competition with you two? Yes. Yes. Well, not with me. I'm on a personal journey to learn to love, to learn to love. Sure, why not? I'm definitely not constantly to battle. Yeah, stop getting your genres crossed. Don't you have some portable monsters to capture or something? Pokemon reference. Nice. I need to eat if I'm going to have some energy to sustain my education and pursue my dreams of being a master chef. How are any of us supposed to get anywhere if we're constantly fending off challenges from every know-it-all with an apron? Besides, I already brought my own lunch. You should have it. It will give you the energy you need to succeed. Miriam reaches out and presents a gift to you. My special grilled cheese and tomato soup with chocolate milk to wash it down and a tartlet for dessert. It's so cute. It's adorable. It only takes you 5 seconds to eat Miriam's tiny food, but it's just what you needed for motivation. You know what? I've learned enough for today. Let's battle. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sports court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Then a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh! I stand corrected. If it's a battle you want, then a battle you get. My bestie can best the best of them. Best believe it. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now it's my chance to shine. What are you, a Pokemon trainer? I will defeat you myself. You've had his chicken. You've made mashed potato and gravy on day 1. You're feeling like you can really impress again here. It's time to boil some water for potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs out, you'll be forced to pick randomly. That was wrong. Damn. What were you thinking, Eddie? Get your head in the game. Okay. 11. Now you got some basic steps. Time to elevate the craft. Vigilance. Wrong. Damn. I'm begging you to get it together. Okay. Next question. Your classmates are rooting for you. Actually, are stronger and faster. Okay. If you were a child, your father told you never to forget where you came from every day. Meditate on his advice. Drawing energy from that place. Now would be a great time to hand it energy. A small town where dreams are born. That's right. Ooh, you try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What's the sound of success? Sizzling. Wrong. Damn. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Is this the end? Yep. Damn. Okay, try again. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Alright. Alright, let's try again. Here we go. That was wrong. Okay, so at least we know what that one is now. 11. Gratitude. Right. Okay. Small town where dreams are born. Bubbling. Wrong. Damn it. Okay. Next question. I believe in you. He's cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except you know he's watching you, making you totally forget what you're doing. Now you can think about it as the Colonel. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take? Damn it! Oh, I didn't even get a chance to read it. You hear everyone talking, you hear how serious your errors were. Before you even immediately shove your hands next to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Yeah, my hand was crushed. What I often find is an easy way can turn out much more difficult. Stop what you're doing right now, the battle's over. Sweetheart, look at your hand, you simply can't go on. No, it would be unfair to compete on the account of Andy and Trouble's injury. He begins to lick his doggy chops as he locks on the dish, but I suppose you should at least say what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. Under this is white chocolate dome. You'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Andy and Trouble to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this cream of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult for you. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me a hand. He pours it on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients inside. Inside you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette, atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream purees, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelati. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued but not too impressed. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you? Ashley leans over and whispers something. I think internalizing the rage maybe at this point. Yes. No. Damn it. Okay, fine. Beautiful weather feels like an insult inside of you. Storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably going to tell you that you and Ashley are in love and decided to get married. He won't even ask you to the to the wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try and hide, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that running with the mixer and a small fire. We should get that checked. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser, not fit to be a fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before me, enrolled in a culinary school, incredible, handsome, successful, and motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked to the past and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I have failed as an obstetrician. Passionate about justice, failed as a lawyer. Passionate about livestock, but even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I didn't know. See, people see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours or labor or money would deter me from giving the best that I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you see something ignite of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest. Something a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening shadowy presence. It's the Spork Monster. Gurko, the Spork Monster, here to find a hero! Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? Sorry, Gurko, but I could have sworn we've battled you last night. That's okay, Zigzag, BRV. That was Boroko, my chin. I am Goroko, here to avenge him. Are you stronger than Boroko? Well, we're twins, so not really. Pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? The Colonel smirks. He's already on the same page as you. Since we beat Boroko pretty easily, I don't think you'll have that much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Angie in Trouble is saying, can't we just be friends? Life's too short for making enemies. I suppose we don't really need to fight. It's just I've got these too many teeth and claws. All the better for enjoying tasty foods. Surely you like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this. You toss a biscuit into Goroko's open mouth, and he devours it in one bite. Delicious. You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into a creature that stands here to this day. I don't believe it. Were you a human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua. But I was still a student at the school, and by one day, some mean kids with a spell book cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spell book? Precisely. Boroko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, Andy in Trouble. Together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? Whew! You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by all of his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation, or keep it a secret? Hello again, clone. You came just in time. Should we reveal our secret recipe, or keep it a secret? Because it's like a dish that we're trialing out. Reveal. You decide you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of the Colonel Sanders Luxe hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now would be a perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items you can look at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotion. Tap on an item to find out more about the Colonel. Adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and the mustache he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he's waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded. Am I right? Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. This? A scented candle. You pick it up and try and identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Pieces of wood floating in the lake? Summer of 69? No, it's the secret recipe ingredient. It's tap on an item. Chicken. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't realistic, it's real. Taxidermy must have been important to the Colonel when it was alive. A little note is clipped to the chicken's foot. It reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." You take a closer look at the urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but you wipe it off and can read the inscription. "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Fair. Poor guy. One of the frame photos shows an old man. He looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold the fried chicken drumstick and appears to be cheersing to them. You look closely and there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. The photo seems to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of the secret herbs and spices. A lock of silver hair woven through the teeth of a comb. On further instruction, you realize that the hair therein isn't silver in color. It's actually made of spun silver. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment. What number is it? Chicken prepared sashimi style. Is there anything else to click on? I gaze out the window. Then the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I've never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept down the breeze. There's nothing else to click on. You open the door to his closet and find a row of his signature white suits. You take one off the closet and hanger and try it on. It's a big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing his scent. They say home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on. He wants you to try it. You try to act casual, but then he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out. I must say it does look good on you. Crap, the jacket. I'm going to tell him I'm cold. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. I just got a little cold and thought this might warm me up. The Colonel Sanders smiles and scoots closer to the fireplace. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow. You should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door, but the thought of leaving the Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop. Colonel? Yes, Andy? I honestly think this might be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Wow. You wake to a beautiful morning in the Colonel's hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Some jurisdictions, something isn't legal, but if the recipe's a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast. Your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? We'll flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool at the corner of his eyes as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? Oh, it's happened so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only way you find an answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all, and the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. I've of course told him you better get your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. You can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she say skydiving? As if that was a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with the Colonel is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at the school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. Hi, guys. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with Sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person in the school. Here's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school. Oh, but who would dare to pick on such a gentle, beautiful creature? You got some nerve, Andy, in trouble, suggesting I would pick on a defenseless horse. And now you're twisting my words. I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. It doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Never. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Andy, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in the fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail from winning so hard. I technically don't believe that the winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What's he doing complimenting her? And what about the flavour of my delicate warm gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Andy, in trouble. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we work into class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of foods. See you inside, Andy. Annoyed by the Colonel's inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered from yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Wow, that's a book. That's that book? It looks like bad news. It's something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire. I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to figure that out. You open to a page covered in arcane warnings, cast only in case of extreme emergencies, it says around the edges of the paper. I could use this spell here and say it'll erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it'll probably help me focus better on the upcoming exam. That's way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Like not rooted in dark magic? Like maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it. We're not trying that. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class anyway. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know that I feel something of a dog moment coming on. I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose is scrunched up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Give some old homework to give him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable. Let's just wait. Sprinkle stops in his track. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom and begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you to never come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. Oh, that's okay, Zigzag. You chill. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby chicks around here ever again. But after Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt not only by Terence, but by any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professorial tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings me to an important point. Thank you, Andy, for reminding me to dole out the indispensable pieces of wisdom you see. But before we can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown for a plane and strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak the Clank's language of mechanical noises. No, you had to show off your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. J&J forever. Why just form a triangle in midair while we descend? Triangles are stronger shapes, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, it doesn't make it a great date. Bzz. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold hands as you pedal down the mountain off a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder, and steam pours out the gaps in his panels, then a loud ding stops him in his track. Beep. Bzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels and not feet, it's not entirely sure where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Bro, Miriam, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone else tries to pretend that they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud and public breakup to cast a pall over the final days of school. Oh, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam TM. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. Now, before you can think of your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam. Are you okay? Okay. I'm so mad I could smash a tiny little mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me like that in class in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustrations is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you are going to cruise through this final test and then hit Carpool Lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to settle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and run into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today or tomorrow or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. It's the location of the final challenge, a test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van, the supposed man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through the quick test of the recipe that you've been working on, Andy and Treble's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing it for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pie in the oven, but even as you do so, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders himself. Andy and Treble, what are you doing here? There's still some time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success, looking at my station, picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, eh? It's too bad. I was here hoping you were cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who was hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes up behind you. Okay, you got me. I was doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? And not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell it was made with a helping of TLC. It'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out, though. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved some country cooking. I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes as per their usual over the top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big for going small. And Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts out at a full 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, bastard blaster. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and ride. Zigzag says it's the final countdown. Yes. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn how to speak English? It's the singularity as foretold. We mustn't let it happen or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him to the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice that Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even that's evil? I'm going to do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Andy. Miriam notices too. I've always believed in you, Andy, and traveled since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food. Short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know you lied and that ingredient was made up. Where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam backwards, and the watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? You spork monsters are many. I think Gorko had the day off, but you conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids in your culinary skills really impress me. Want to hang out? I'm sorry, Steve. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the spork monster, notices you've got a grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscrossing some magical items and accidentally summoned me, eh? Oh yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water, please? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel the spork monster winding up to tell a very long and very involved story. You don't know exactly where it came from, but it seems like it's probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should just watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of that time when monster school I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class and I woke up. You toss a very serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Summon some extra power. I can do this. I have what it takes. I've come here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, Sandy and Tremble, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing for their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except for turn back time, which would be super useful because while you're powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and now can't be served. Don't worry, you may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed by your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed is to make mac and cheese, and with time almost up, so you're going to need it. But, Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What about you? What happened to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects and surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. Seems we're missing some students. Pop and Clegg. From off screen, you hear a pure, innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging onto a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess. Did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say it's not the worst prank in the UCSAL's history. That's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks, clank! Where's that pressure cooker rolled off to? You wait to hear the signature whir or beep or another onomatopoeia, but there is none. Somewhere must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. Leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. Wow. 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, has time come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. The teeny tiny noodle narutomaki I spy floating in the itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please, call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue tip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Well, fine, I'll enjoy it all myself. In a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+, I really do taste a dish with much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Andy, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard with hex-hewn Urchin shell topped with caviar. It looks interesting. I don't know if it's something I'd eat. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different coloured type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. Bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, and he can't get his nose too close on account of all the spikes. He begins to pour at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Ruff, ruff. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in tongue first and can't get past the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it so difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour. Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up the bowl of milk. I know, I'm a dog. I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight and light rose water syrup, topped with French meringue, connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask you to please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile. It's meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Andy? I told you, it's a display piece. Actually, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yes, which is why I cooked it. I did an extremely good job of cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it, but if you absolutely insisted. But don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. Disqualified! Rage overtakes Ashley, and she can't keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled to trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. Two chefs. What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drumroll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing. And it's completely blown me away in my 49 dog years of life. I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. So delicious, in fact, that everyone passes this class. You pass, you pass, you pass, you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now the school year is completed and everyone has graduated. The students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as a site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did as villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghost allowed at graduation is clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was a trick to get you all to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, It's the Spork Monster! He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I prefer to everyone call me by my new name, Party Monster. The students try to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking, and you know she's going to do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for very good reason. Walking to the carpet, you see perched atop his the dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you won't be able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed out directly to your father. I figured it was the least you could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wig from the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor, such and such. The music of the dance is interrupted by a sound of sparkling and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who arrived late to the dance. Now that I've graduated, I can reveal my truth. He's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I'm actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this whole time. Now I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. It isn't the time for me to devote my life to figure out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she's managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. It's just like the first day you met him. He came prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and Matt by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Andy, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what the qualities you would expect to find in such a latchkey person are? Off the top of my head, I don't know. A spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off and be so glad to spend it together with you, Andy. How sweet, we'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I need to do by myself. Well, but who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need your help besides based on your time here at school. Do you think running a restaurant is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn the Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to enjoy sharing him with his other half? The life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll in a pastry school. Oh my dear Andy, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually. And along the way you'll have me by your side. The end. Yeah, it was a lovely game. I think that was pretty fun. Lots of references and stuff I did not expect. The games crew did an amazing job on the animation of all of it. I think it's very interesting. It's a very interesting game. Zigzag said, although I don't like the Colonel much for the ending. Yeah, look, I'm not too fond of how he ended it either. I think that we should have been able to work side by side as business partners, even though we had our hands smashed into, like, a beater. I think it would have been perfectly reasonable to think that that was it, and that was what was going to happen, you know? But yeah, I think overall it's a pretty good dating sim. Not at all quite what I expected. But then again, I didn't know what to expect going into this game. It is a chicken-based dating sim. But I'm very impressed by the overall quality of the game as a whole. I want to see if I can find more stuff by the actual developers who are commissioned for it, because it is like a commissioned piece. And maybe we can see if we can find some more of those games. Because look, if this is the standard that they're setting as like a base level commission, they might have done some other work that I might really like. That being said, however, it is getting quite late and I have to do some calls, a couple of calls to go get in touch with my family. So thank you all so much for hanging around with me today. I will be back most likely tomorrow, realistically. I'm not doing anything tomorrow, so I'll probably be back tomorrow. I'll put up a notification for when the stream will be. I will chuck a poll into our Discord, which you can vote on for the next game that we're playing as the next overarching game that we'll be doing on the channel. So if you want to hop in there, come and say hello, vote on the games and stuff that we're going to play. We would love to have you around. Thank you so much for being around with me, and we'll quickly see if there's anyone online that we can raid just quickly. We shall see who's online. Oh, me too. I missed watching you stream. Oh, I'm glad that I'm glad to be back. I've missed all of you guys as well. Especially like at the moment it's been quite interesting seeing or not being able to stream. I always have a lot of fun hanging around with everyone on stream. And I get into some of the strangest conversations, honestly. Like debates about whether or not it's appropriate to date oranges and like how you should date an orange effectively, or discussing about tabletop RPGs. And actually this stream, this entire episode of the stream wouldn't have been possible without Deathless getting so upset about not being able to date a burger from a different playthrough. So that's what inspired this entire thing. I appreciate you all very, very much, and it means a lot to me that you're all here with me whenever I stream. And yeah, like it means a lot to be back, honestly. Let us see what is on at the moment. I think we might see if there's somebody that's playing Slime Rancher. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So let me see if I remember how to do it. Is it /command raid? Raid at Mona. Okay, let's see if I can type that in. Mona Menagerie. Okay. Thank you all for joining me today. We are going to raid Mona Menagerie if they're online. Let me see. It says they're on here. It says that it's not a valid username. I can see it's a valid username. You leave it alone. Oh, actually, let's see if we can, because it's not letting me do the raid command for that particular person because I don't have raids enabled. but I can do lonely. Alright, we'll see if Lonely Dreamweaver is online. They are an LGBT streamer who is streaming Slime Rancher. Alright, raid has been created. That's the most bisexual thing I've done all day. But yes, thank you all very, very much. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Remember to drink lots of water and rest when you need it. I will see you again soon. Bye.
Am I too fast out, or is it a glitch? Nothing new is growing.